everybody, how's it going? So, this is like the third time I'm recording this video due to people ringing my doorbell and not being there, so I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming here and clicking this video first and foremost. I really genuinely appreciate it. I don't ask for money, anything. I just ask for you to subscribe and like and possibly share. I greatly appreciate that. And if you want to, I have a Discord linked in the description below. So anyway, we're going to get right on into this, guys. You want proof that these text messages are fake? Well, there's some pretty good evidence here to show that Candace Owens is indeed faking Charlie Kirk's texts. And it starts with this. I don't think the iPhone allows you to scroll your messages up past the banner. They go underneath. And right here, well, it is absolutely prioritizing the bubble above the banner. It doesn't make much sense. It doesn't. A lot of the messages, one of the biggest complaints are the font and the spacing. I think the font is fine, but the spacing is weird because all the letters here seem to be a little bit more spaced apart than your average iPhone text message. Now, I am not an iPhone expert. I use a real phone. You know, nice, awesome, foldable phone. Does cool things. Love it. Have two screens. One for one-handed, and the other for two-handed if you want to have a tablet. Pretty neat, huh? That's what good technology does. No, I know there's a lot of iPhone people out there. I'm not throwing shade at you. Just, know that you're missing out. Anyway, so bubble design. Real iPhone message bubbles have smoother edges, tighter padding, different curvature. These look like a mock-up or generator template. Possibly, yeah. 2, profile placement. iMessage doesn't show the sender's face above each message. This is an error. It thought that this was one message, and then it's like, oh, it's sending you a new message every time, and it'll show their face on it every time. Nope, that's just an error. They misunderstood, and ChatGPT misunderstood. So this is actually not at all a point. 3, header layout. The contact bar, Charlie, with a circular photo doesn't match any actual iOS version, past or present. I don't know about that. Like I said, I actually can't verify. 4, font and spacing. Text doesn't use Apple San Francisco typeface. Now, I looked at this. It looks like it does use the same font, but the spacing is off, it seems. And then 5, color balance. The gray bubbles are too dark, and like iMessage, subtle gradient the depth. So, there's no gradient, apparently. Apparently, these have a gradient of some sort. Maybe at the edges it's darker, and in the middle it's lighter or something. I don't know. It's not just a straight color. But apparently, iPhone, these messages are. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think of that. And it says, even older iOS versions use consistent design rules for spacing. Header and all this stuff, whatever. So, anyway, I'm not so convinced by necessarily the layout per se, as much as I am convinced by mostly, actually, where was it? It was his response to it. Where are the texts? Well, you know what? Maybe I could just go up here and click on this, and then it'll okay, here we go. So, sentence construction and rhythm. They both text each other as if it is one person talking. Now, that's not impossible. Charlie and Candace could have been very much alike. Maybe they really did hit it off. Maybe they got similar personalities. Maybe they like everything the same. I don't know. And they could just easily adapt each other's texting habits over, the years. I don't know if that's possible or not. I don't know whatsoever. However, I do find it to be weird that the tone and the diction and the punctuation and the sentence breakdown in general, the consonants, everything, they're very similar. It's hard to not notice that. It is weird. On top of the absolute, hey, this, the bubble up here, as you could clearly see, going way over that line, that's not normal. That's very, very much not normal. I'm very suspicious. This line should cut right through, and that gray should disappear. It will go underneath that banner, and it's not doing that. I don't know what else to say about that, guys, other than Candace really just needs to show her phone on camera, take it like this, and scroll up and down. Candace, I know you're going to talk about this tomorrow. For sure, right? It's going to be on your show tomorrow. Take my advice. If you even see this video, I doubt you will see this video. It's not going to make it very big, you know. But I take my chances. If you're not scrolling up and down on your video tomorrow and you scroll side to show more screenshots, I will absolutely confirm this as fake. 1,000,000%. So if she just pulls her phone open and she scrolls left to right, you know it's fake. If she scrolls up and down, you know it's real. We'll put that to the test and see if she even decides to actually address it. She might not, because she did not address the Discord messages whatsoever. She hasn't talked about them. She pretends like they don't exist. She lied when she said, because here's the thing. You want more proof that these text messages are fake? Let me give you the biggest one. Candace Owens, especially when she was interviewed by Ellie or whatever it was by CNN, said that the text messages the FBI shared of Tyler Robinson were fake because they did not have timestamps. Do I need to say anything? Okay, for the people who probably aren't actually looking at their screen, the text messages on my screen right now don't have timestamps at all. So, Candace, by your definition, these text messages are fake. Can't have it both ways, Candy. You just can't. And you always try to have it both ways, but you can't. Remember that time when she also said that she and Charlie Kirk manifested Kanye West? You remember that? That he tweeted her out April of 2018? It's crazy, right? Except for the fact that she was introduced to Kanye in 2017 by Dave Rubin. September of 2017, to be specific. Oh, more specific. September 18th, 2017. Yeah. They didn't manifest anything. They asked him to do it. Pretty simple. Pretty freaking simple, right? So anyway, he goes through all this stuff. Conclusion, the messages do not read like an exchange between two distinct individuals. They share the same pacing, diction, grammar quirks, and emotional. Candace. Strong indicators of a single author scripting both sides of a fake conversation. I noticed that they talk about you a lot. And when Charlie is saying words, he's saying you. So Candace says I. Charlie says you. It's really, really strange, right? They're always talking specifically about Candace. And Candace loves talking about herself a lot. A lot. Watch any one of her shows. If you're a big Candace fan, watch her show for one time. Just one time. See if she ever mentions herself or not. Have I done that? Have I put myself into it? If this is me, I don't know. If this were about me, how do I make this about me somehow? I haven't done that at all. Candace will somehow say and interject herself into a situation almost every single time in every single video. Just interesting little quirk I've noticed about people who are genuinely obsessed with themselves, you know. Anyway, in all fairness, someone pointed out the latest iOS versions do show someone's face above each message. Okay, so point number 2, like I said. Okay, so he addressed that. Point number 2 is not good. Okay, good. They're like, look at the nose. This is weird, but in all fairness, Charlie Kirk's picture is like this big around. Okay? When you zoom in on that, you're going to get some weird pixelation. You're not going to get exact. So, I don't know. I can't say, you know. And is he saying what? Or look at the nose? I don't know. It's weird. Day and Carol. Funny to watch you guys grasp at straws like this. He's like, your entire grift is literally grasping at straws and then dropping the issue. And that's a fact, you know, when it fails to materialize. What happened to the big reveal on RFK Jr.? What happened to your predicted war with Iran? Exactly. And he does show that. He absolutely shows this. Like, this is hilarious. Or does he retweet it? Oh, maybe he retweets it. It's the, I'll have to show it here. It's right here. In case you are confused, the next step is, after Iran has launched such an evil and violent, unprovoked attack on U.S. military personnel, we have no choice but to put boots on the ground. Give it a month or two, probably less. And yeah, grasping at straws. So, I mean, you know, Ian Carroll is grasping at straws. Absolutely grasping at straws. Guys, this is insane. You say that Charlie Kirk would have been decapitated by a 30-06. The only problem is his 30-06s don't do anything except for fire a round. Those rounds can be from 55 grain coyote shot to 225 whatever, 225 grain, that'll take out a bear. Which round went through that gun? Which round? See, we don't know. And we'll probably find out during the trial. Erica Kirk has come out and said that she has read the autopsy report. Candace Owens is like, oh, I have not had access to that. I didn't know there was one, per se, da-da-da-da. But she doesn't blame Erica Kirk. It has not said that Erica Kirk was behind this at all. The only problem is she absolutely said that there were no diaries. Like, yeah, she doesn't believe that Charlie Kirk wrote diaries of succession. But the problem is Erica Kirk was part of that succession. She's CEO. It's weird. And why wouldn't Erica Kirk come out and say that the diaries were fake? Seems to me Erica Kirk believes in everything of the succession of TPUSA and everything that went down with the company. So how could she not be involved, Candace? It's insane. When you say TPUSA betrayed Charlie, that by default means Erica Kirk betrayed Charlie Kirk. That's a fact. You can't get around that, Candace. These people lie, and they grasp, and then when they realize how ridiculous their statements actually were, they backpedal. That's why Candace is trying to say, I never said Erica Kirk was behind this or anything. Oh, I would never say anything like that. And it's just like, oh, yeah? Well, you kind of did. The moment you said that those diaries were not real, that Charlie Kirk would have talked to a lawyer and stuff like that, and Erica Kirk was like, yeah, he didn't talk to a lawyer, and I did succeed everything in this way in the company, and I am TPUSA now just days after, everything that happened to Charlie Kirk. And you're sitting there trying to make us believe that you don't think Erica was behind this? She would have to be behind this if TPUSA betrayed Charlie Kirk. She would have to be. It's unbelievable. It's just lie after lie after lie that we catch Candace in. Lie after lie after lie. The thing about it is Candace could be correct that this is an inside job and TPUSA is behind it and stuff. The problems I have with it is, in order for Candace to actually just be investigating it, right? And believing that TPUSA did it, it's too easy to poke holes in her stories. The text messages look weird. She lied about Kanye West. She's been lying about, oh God, all sorts of different stuff. Look at Daily Wire with Steven Crowder and how much she stuck up for Ben Shapiro on the Daily Wire and said that bad things would never happen to Brett Cooper through the contracts and stuff like that, right? And then it happened. What happened to Brett Cooper? Yeah. Candace got fired. Now she doesn't like Daily Wire or Ben Shapiro, and she's all like, oh, they make you sign these weird NDAs, and you can't work for, like, Tucker Carlson afterwards and stuff. Oh, but they don't do weird stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just a term sheet that Steven Crowder didn't negotiate, yet actually negotiated. She said that, literally, on Tim's show. Timcast IRL. She said that he refused to negotiate, and that he needs to put his big boy pants on and negotiate. But then he also tried to counteroffer. And it's like, what? I thought you said he didn't try to negotiate at all. That's a negotiation. She constantly lies. Not to mention, in 2016, she was an extremist left-winger who created a website from her business, Degree 180. The website was Social Autopsy to dox kids who are cyberbullying. It was met with so much backlash. And then months later, she became Red Pill Black. That was her name on YouTube. As a Trump supporter. Now, she's anti-Trump again. Who would have thought? For 7 to 8 years now. I think it was 8 years? However long it's been. Blair White was correct in calling her out. I was very suspicious from Candace from the beginning and covered it early on this channel. And I've always stood against Candace on many different issues, calling her out as a grifter. And I think people are now starting to see it, finally. It has taken a long, long time. And it took her coming up to the #1 podcasting position for her to finally start, showing through the cracks. Candace Owens is a grifter. There's no doubt about it. She is not sincere. She is lying about everything. I have no doubt. And if I'm wrong, I'll happily be wrong about it. I'm not here to, not take my lumps. You know what I mean? I'm not here to manipulate reality. That's not my job. If I turn out to be wrong, and this whole thing was an inside job, I will absolutely jump on board and push for the government to release everything, push to disband government, push to whatever it is. Happily, I will side with that. The problem is Candace's inconsistency. Constant inconsistencies, I should say. And the consistency with the whole trans radical groups that are shooting up places that went and attacked Charlie Kirk literally days after a trans mass shooting. Stuff written in the bullets just the same way as the others. Nashville, Michigan, or Minnesota. Which one was it, Michigan or Minnesota? I always confuse the two. But you get what I'm saying, right? They carve a bunch of things in their weapons, and then they do this stuff. And the same exact thing happened to Charlie Kirk. The 30-06 from 200 yards directly in the front. Very, very likely to have been it. 55 grain, cheap rounds. Something that a broke college boy or broke college dropout would buy. Yeah, very likely. Will it decapitate? Absolutely not. It's meant for coyote. Coyotes weigh 16 to 45 pounds. Do you think they're stronger than a human? Are you kidding me? That's insane. Their bones are way, way less dense. Otherwise, they would weigh as much as a human. But they don't. They're tiny. They have small bones. I mean, they are tiny dogs. You ever actually been close to a coyote? You'd be shocked as to how small they actually are. They're overgrown foxes. Not even kidding. They're probably like twice the size of a fox. Maybe. They're not very big dogs. My German Shepherd is like the size of like 2.5 of them. It's ridiculous. Seriously, go look them up by scale. Go look it up. Actually, look up a coyote. Actually, you know what? I'll just pull it up. I'll pull it up. Coyote size difference, German shit. Let's see. Whoa, why am I so zoomed in? Okay. Let's see. I would like to see an image of a size comparison. Where is it? Eastern coyote, golden retriever. I mean, you could just see kind of, well, yeah, they are like maybe double the size of a fox. They're like barely big. They're about the same exact size as a border collie. Just a little longer, I think. But man, that picture's garbage. Can I view the file? Oh, good. Okay. Let's see. Wow, this took me to a website that doesn't even make sense at all. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. What is going on? Okay, German Shepherd versus Coyote. I don't know. I'll just go here. Let's see. Speed, appearance. Let's see. Size, if there's something like that. Bite force. German Shepherd is 238 PSI, while Coyote's bite force is, yeah, literally almost half. Which is somehow similar to the bite force of a medium-sized dog. Appearance, the muzzle is Coyote. Okay, pointed. Okay, we see size. Average weight of a fully grown German Shepherd ranges from 22 to 40 kilograms. Coyotes is 8 to 18. So it's not even close. The heaviest coyote might be half the size of the heaviest German Shepherd. 8, look at that, to 22. I mean, that's crazy. What is 22 to 40 kilograms, though? Okay, let's get that. 2 pounds. Okay, let's do this. Let's do 22. So that'd be 48 pounds. 40 would be 88. They're saying that's the heavy side. My German Shepherd is at 105, and he's like skinny as a rail. What? What are they talking about? His daddy is 110. Hopefully mine gets as big. So yeah, like more like 47. Almost like, wow. How much would 110 be? 49. It's almost 50. They're off. They are very off on the average weight of a German Shepherd there. Or like the range. They're saying the max amount of weight they should be 80 pounds. That's completely ridiculous. So, okay, let's go 8 to 18. So they're saying like 8, which is like 17 pounds. That's what I said. Like 16 is what I said. To 18. which is like 40. Yeah, yeah, that's about right. Okay, so the maximum weight of a coyote is 40 pounds, maybe 50. We'll give it, because, this was off for German Shepherds. I'll say 50 pounds. A German Shepherd, it shouldn't, man, I've never seen a German Shepherd weigh 50 pounds. Are you kidding me? Our female weighs 65. My parents has a female German Shepherd. It's like 55 pounds, or 65 pounds. So I don't know about that. But at the end of the day, coyotes, they get to be about 50 pounds. They're small. That's my point. Coyote shot. Guys, I don't know why we're pretending like we know exactly what bullet came out of the end of that muzzle. The trial hasn't even happened. And yet it's like, no, he definitely would have been completely decapitated. No, he wouldn't have. You can get hit with a 50 cal and not be decapitated. Right in the neck. It's possible. And let me tell you why. Because it's moving very, very fast and they're very, very pointy. When they hit, that doesn't mean they're going to just expand. Depending on the stopping power, it'll punch a hole right through. It's not always like going to flatten out and make a gigantic hole in you. Now, maybe if it was in your chest, yeah, it probably would do that. Probably would. Lots and lots of bone. Neck, not nearly as much bone. Very much more likely, especially in the area to go to, even if it hits the spine, it's just not as much there. There are so many more joints there and stuff, too. It's a lot weaker. A lot weaker than the chest. So it's probably not going to flatten out. Now, a 30-06 very well might, but it would take the strongest round. So if he was shot, confirmed, with 225 grain, or maybe it's 255 grain, that's the strongest, whichever, then we can cast our doubts on it and go, no, not a chance. But if it comes out and it goes, yeah, it was the Remington green boxed 55 grain coyote shot, whew, oh man, Candace is going to eat those words so hard. And that's my problem. What do you guys think, though? Please tell me down in the comments section. Like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys here in the next one. Later.